Hi, it's Monday morning. Well, it's not Monday morning now, it's Monday afternoon. But here we are. This morning I've flatted and polished this bumper corner, and I've flatted some bad scratches out of here. There is a little nick here that I can't get out, but to be fair, it's underneath the whale tail, you'll never see it. And I'm flatting the rest of the car down. I've done the rear quarter where it needs to be flatted. When I took the PPF off, it looked two different colours here, so I flatted that, hope that blends it in, and I'm now flatting the door. But I just wanted to show you the difference, you know, from the paint that's been damaged by the washing. These are all wash scratches that are showing up and making the panel look dull, frosty. I mean, the paint has died a little bit, it's old paint now, but you can see there's lots of bad scratches, so I'm flattening it out like I did the other side. So that's where we're at today. I'm going to flat the whole thing and then start polishing it. If I have to flat some more as I go along, I will, but I'm making sure I flat all the scratches out first. But in the reflection you can generally see, you know, the sort of finish you will end up with. So you know, by the time I've done the flatting with 3000 over this 2500, it should look a lot crisper anyway. So there we have it. I'm going to try and get all this, well, we're not going to try, we are going to get all this the same as we have the other side. So here's my flatting bucket, there's the panel. Let's put the two back together and I'll see you in a bit. Hiya, I've just had a comment from the body shop saying why is it taking you so long, and basically that says we could have polished that wing in an hour. Well, yeah, of course they could, but they're not trying to do it to the amount of detail that I'm trying to do it to. All they would try to do is match the wing with the finish of the rest of the car. I'm trying to go beyond the finish of the car, beyond what the manufacturers did, and working to finer detail, trying to get the light to transition really nicely, get a super fine finish, and to do that it doesn't take 5 minutes. You know, I'm flatting multiple times. When I've flatted and start polishing, if there's any defects or anything I don't like, I'll flat it again, and that's just part and parcel of how I do it. Now, I know there's lots of detailers out there capable of getting super fine finishes. I'm not trying to say that my work's going to be better than anybody else's, but this is how I work, and you know, I'm no spring chicken. I don't work fast. I certainly don't work slow, but basically it's just the amount of detail that I want to work to. Now, a typical example is this door edge. Well, when I'm flatting the panel, I stay away from the edges, but consequently when the light transitions, the inch this side and the inch that side that you haven't flatted, you get a wobble. So basically, because this is going further than what a normal detail would, when I've come to do the edge, and you can see I've run a polisher over this part that I've flatted to see exactly how the light transitions between the two panels, and I didn't like this edge. Now, to get this edge out, I'm using a toll cut on the matching mini block, and these come on sheets of paper, which I'll just show you. I've got to put one on, so you peel them off, So it's like a mini square of flatting paper. This is super fine. It's probably about 3000 grit. I don't think it actually says on the box what grit it is, but it's a green block anyway. So now I still don't really want to polish right on the very edge. So what I'm going to do, I've got my flatting bucket down here, so I've wet the block. I'll put my thumbnail in against this part of the panel, which means I can control where the block sits in relation to the lip. Now I've got about 3 mil, 2 to 3 mil, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flat this edge. To try and bring it down level, and I'll just find a cloth. Now, I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see if I can show you. You can see all the dark patches. These are low spots in the paintwork. So what I'm trying to do is gently bring them down just to when they don't show up, and then I can polish. I've still managed to stay away from the edge. As you can see, there's a dark line there where I've not flatted, and it just enables me to get right up to the end, and it meets the part that I've flatted on the door already. But this sort of job isn't a quick rub over. You've got to be gentle. The paint depths aren't as thick here. They're certainly not as thick on the edges. So it's a case of go steady, go slow, keep wiping down, and see when these dark spots are virtually gone, and that'll be enough, because the cutting will take it down that extra bit. All this takes time. You know, this isn't a rush to do the job, but it pays off when the job's finished. You know, when the light hits this in the chap's garage, or the sun hits it out, you won't see this wobble as the light goes and then goes straight across the panel, because I've flatted this virtually flat, but this doesn't match it. So that's why I do it, and that's why it takes time. Also, I can use this if there's any scratches that haven't been got out by the flatting, then I can use this toll cut to flat them scratches out. I've been cutting this rear quarter, and that's coming on really well. It's still, I can still see flatting marks in this area, which I'm working on, but I'm going to be overlapping onto the door when I'm polishing this up. So I want this to be level as it can, so I can match the light, and that's the reason I do it. Now, everybody's got their own techniques and way of doing it. I could just get a wall mop out and rip it down, but for a start, you know, I'm using a 3-inch polisher, because other than most of the panels are not flat. So basically I'm using a 3-inch and a foam to get it level. Right then, I'll just had somebody come through the door, so I'll be with you later. Hello again. As you can see, I've now flatted this edge on the door using the toll cut. Then I've gone over it again with a Trizac 3000 wet, and basically flatted this area that I'd already polished, which showed up the edging. So now when I start polishing this, I've put some lining tape, plastic lining tape, over the very edges of the panel, because I'm going to be using a cutting compound and a hard pad, and I don't want to break through on the edge, so I've protected this one. When I get to the refining stages, I'll remove the tape and go over it, and then that will bring that up without worry of breaking through the paint. So I'm going to carry on with this panel now and start polishing across to blend into the door. So I'll show you the results a little bit later. I thought I'd show you the results of this. Now you can see how it all started out, as opposed to this is after the first cut. And the door, you can now see the transition of light. There's hardly any disturbance. I mean, there obviously is because the tape's on it, but that's had the first cut as well, but only over the first 4 or 5 inches, just to check how the light looks. But nice and clear, no damage to any edges, and the first cut's done on the whole of the rear quarter. Now I'm happy that the light transitions quite well across the panel. I can start on the door, and I'll do the second cut and refining when I get so far down the door, so I can just check to see if I need to do any more flatting. But so far, so good. Gonna be lovely when it's done. Right then, let's move on, keep going. Hello again. Right, this Porsche, today it's been flatting and flatting, bit of polishing, more flatting, more polishing and more flatting. So basically, I looked at the video which you've probably just watched before this section, and I noticed on the video that the light on the rear quarter didn't really match the test patch I'd done on the door. So today I've reflatted the rear end of this rear quarter and then started polishing the door and the rear quarter. Realised the finish on the door wasn't quite as good as I'd like it, so I've flatted the whole door again. And now I've polished to check I'm happy. This is all first cut, and basically I'm done half the door, and I've flatted into the wing as well, so that hopefully the transition of the light will be the same. If not, it'll be more flatting on the door or the wing. But as today goes, I'm really pleased with the outcome. Everything's starting to look really nice. Like I say, this is the first cut. There are some, slight marks that I've got to get out with the second cut, but all in all, it's looking good. So I'll soon be on the front wing. I've still got the top of the door to do, but it's been slow going today, but hard work. But it is starting to pay off. So we're virtually there on the paintwork. It's I only got really the wing and this door to finish off paintwork wise. Still lots of other things to do, but to finish it off. But the owner's going to come tomorrow to give me his approval or not with the progress. So we'll wait and see what tomorrow brings. But so far I'm pleased with what's happened, and the rear quarter has come out really nice. This has had 2 stages of polish now, the rear quarter, and I'm going to do a final when I do the whole of the side, but it's looking good. Right, well, I'm going to post this video tonight just as a progress report, really. It's pretty much the same as the same, but at least you can see how far I'm getting. So thanks for bearing with me and watching it. I appreciate it, and hopefully it's going to look stunning. Well, not hopefully, it is going to look stunning. So I'll see you probably when I finish finishing the door and the wing, and I'll have a walk round then and have a look at it. Right, I'll see you soon. Ta-da.